What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, depending on what time zone you're in, it's Monday night, but for some of y'all, it's Tuesday morning. Y'all know what that means? We all have made it through the Monday workday. Boop, boop. I would sound off the horns, but for those of you who watched yesterday, you know that I have finally broken my horn. But have no fear, because somebody has ordered me a new one, and it's on the way. So until then, we're going the old school way, all right? Okay, I have a great show set up for you guys today. Behind the feed and off the record, we have 3 stories. Cassie is in major trouble. Her freak-off lawsuit moves forward. Not actually hers, that's the wrong word. The freak-off lawsuit against her is moving forward, but we'll give you all the details. Also, Jason Derulo says he'll never be alone in a room with a woman ever again. Also, there's allegations that Charlie Kirk was gay. In lead stories, Marjorie Taylor Greene says people used to make fun of Donald Trump in secret. Donald Trump plans to take part in the Netflix Paramount battle, and Shedeur Sanders will start for the remaining of the Cleveland Browns season. Oh gosh, my throat's gonna hurt. And in quick news, we're going to talk in and out. Tasha K, Jay-Z, Dana White, Jamaican restaurants, baldness, Luigi Mangione, Akademiks, Maino, LiAngelo Ball, Jarule, and 50 Cent. We got a good show packed for you guys. As always, we're going to close out the show with comments of the day, social discussion of the day, and question of the day. You see how I got it like rolling now? I know I just say it in my head and I won't forget which one I say. My daily listeners, y'all know what I'm talking about. Oh boy, getting a little chatty today. Come on, try and get with it. For those of you who are sick and tired of spam, phone calls, emails, and text messages, we have a free trial with Aura that will help you get rid of all of that. I think that's it. Yeah. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, your devices up. I don't know why I'm in such a good mood today, but yo, I'm about to start this show. Let's go. All right, in our first story behind the feed and off the record, this is an interesting one. I cannot wait to see the comment section. I'm sure this is going to be divided. Cassie reportedly unreachable in freak-off lawsuit. Judge approves alternate service as case moves forward. Now, I'll let you guys know what's going on, and then we'll talk about it. I'll explain it to you. Cassie Ventura is facing a new legal development in the lawsuit filed by Clayton Howard, the man accusing her and the guy who I said I wouldn't say his name anymore for the rest of this week, so Diddy Combs, of alleged freak-offs, SEX exploitation, and trafficking. According to court filings, Howard claims Cassie gave him an STD, pressured him into SEX encounters directed by Diddy, and even alleged that she had a child aborted without his knowledge or consent. So this case is really about Cassie and not the other person who we're not talking about for the rest of the week. A federal judge ruled that Cassie could not be reached through traditional service attempts and has now approved alternate services, which allows Howard to officially move forward with the case. This ruling does not determine guilt or innocent, very important to note. It simply means that the lawsuit can proceed. Alternate services is used when a defendant cannot be reached through standard legal delivery and does not validate any accusation on its own. So very important to note, it's not saying she's guilty or not. However, a big however, it means that there is some merit to the case for the reason why the judge would allow alternate measures. Now, alternate measures can be, okay, you tried mail, you tried a delivery service, you tried this. You could try other means to reach her. We won't get into what it is, but the fact that the case is clearly ongoing, and the fact that the judge is like, all right, whatever you've tried, you could try more within legal realms, it says a lot. Now, Clayton Howard, we know a lot about already. We've talked about him. He is one of the main escorts in the situation with Cassie and the other person. This is going to be hard to not say his name, but I don't care what happens. I'm not saying his name for the rest of the week. I do not care. I promise you guys, and I'm going to stick with it. So the reason why for me this is difficult is for this specific reason. We all saw this CNN tape. Now, I am very court-oriented, facts, what is the evidence, and what is the jury ruling? And we have talked about this case at length, so much so that I'm not even going to mention the person's name this week. So there's a lot of you that said, oh, you're on this person's side, and some people said that you're not on this side. And that's fine. But when it comes to Cassie, you all know 100% that I am on her side when it comes to that DV case, when it comes to that CNN tape. Y'all know my background, how I grew up, the situation that my mother was in, and the household that I had to grow up in. And I do not play when it comes to DV and men putting their hands on women. You should go to jail, directly to jail, and do not pass go. I said that throughout the whole entire court case. I was upset that there's a statute of limitation on DV. There is no statute of limitation on unaliving somebody. So if you have proof 20 years ago, somebody unalived somebody, you could still bring them to court. They can go to jail. How in the 2025 in the United States of America can you see somebody on tape doing what that guy did to Cassie, and he is walking a free man, so much so that he admitted it. He's like, I admitted it, I'm sorry, and he's not in jail for that? To me, the Constitution or the criminal code or whatever should have been changed for the statute of limitation to be lifted off of every single DV case. And DIDDY should be in jail for what he did to Cassie. I've said that from the beginning. I've said that in the middle. I've said that at the end or whatever. Regardless of how I feel about the Mann Act and this or what and RICO and whatever, he should be in jail for what he did to Cassie. We have it on videotape. We have the proof. We have the facts. That is what he should be in jail for. Now, reiterating my claims where it comes to that CNN tape and what should have been the result. This case, this civil case brought by Clayton Howard, is not about that, unfortunately. It is about Cassie's involvement in the alleged freak-offs, in the SEX trafficking, etc., etc. And Clayton, unfortunately, has some claims. Now, I started off by saying that I'm very interested to see how the comment section is going to be, because online it's divided. There are some people that think that she is a victim, and some people feel like she is not a victim. It irritates a lot of people because somebody like me who feels so strongly about DV and feels so strongly about that tape, how can you even think for a second that she's not a victim? But it's for suits like this and some things that you heard in the courtroom. We heard from a juror last week saying, you need two hands to clap. And one juror thought that DIDDY and Cassie, or one was left-handed and one was right. Yes, maybe he had the money and he had the fame and he had whatever, but he still feels like she was responsible, and some people feel that same way. Of course, there's the other side saying she was young, she didn't know. We know about mental health. The therapists, when you are in love with a guy, there's things that you will do, and he could, et cetera, et cetera. We don't have to go into that. So there's people who look at it on both sides. To me, that's what's very, very interesting about this case, and very interesting that the judge is having it go on. If Clayton can bring forth some evidence that we haven't seen in court that lends to the theory that she had more involvement than the prosecution let on during the case, maybe there's more text messages, maybe there is more evidence. Does that go still towards, well, hey, you did it all for the sake of being in love with this guy? We'll see throughout this proceeding if he can get in contact with her. And at the end of the day, there are legal ways and maneuvers to get someone's attention. And we have seen that happen multiple times just throughout this year, where you can ignore. What happens is that a judge will say, we tried this way, we tried that way, we tried that way. They grant a verdict in the plaintiff's side. So Clayton Howard will automatically win. He'll automatically win damages. Let's say, who knows? Let's say it's, for example, $20 million. And then Cassie will have no choice but to say, okay, I've heard this now because I see that there is a judgment for $20 million, and she'll be forced to reply. And then she can either pay the $20 million, but she's not going to, but then she could defend herself and it could be a case. Just like what we saw with Megan and Milagro. That was a civil trial. So we might see a civil trial between Clayton Howard and Cassie, because there is some judge out there that believes that there is some merit. Trust me when I tell you that I will be front and center in that case, 100,000%. Trust me, I will be there. Again, like I said, unfortunately, we will have to take out the CNN tape. We will have to take out that incident and look at what Clayton is saying, because Clayton, according to him, he is a victim, and Cassie was the one that did a various amount of things to him, STD, etc., which I already read to you. So I'm just going to leave it off from there. Y'all sound off and let me know. Do you think that Clayton Howard has some claims? Do you think that this judge should just dismiss this? What do you think? How do you feel? Is Cassie a victim in your eyes, or is she not a victim? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, our second story behind the feed and off the record. Jason Derulo says he will never be alone with a woman again after explosive lawsuit. Now, some of you may not have heard of this Jason Derulo lawsuit, but like I tell you weekly or bi-weekly, every single celebrity unequivocally right now has a civil case against them. Like every single one. I could have a show on criminal cases in the entertainment industry. That's how rampant it is. If it hasn't been dismissed, it's up for battle right now. Like that's how bad it is. Cassie opened the floodgates, and of course also Jay-Z with Tony Busby and Shannon Sharp. Those three cases have just literally opened the floodgates. We told you about Will Smith, Jada, etc. Jason is just the latest one. Let me break it down and let me know what's going on. Jason Derulo has made a bold statement about his future work habits, revealing that he will no longer be alone in a room with a female colleague. The singer discusses this rule during a recent released episode of In Depth with Graham Bessinger. The singer has been dealing with an SA lawsuit filed by singer Imanza Delane. Sorry if I'm pronouncing her name wrong. This case has been dismissed twice. I want to reiterate, this case has been dismissed twice. Once in California, once in Nevada, yet it was refiled in New York shortly after the interview aired. Derulo explains that even though the courts have not advanced the case, the ongoing allegations continue to impact his career and public image. Reflecting on the experience, Derulo offered a blunt piece of advice. Never work with a woman, he told the interviewer. After being challenged on the statement's harshness, he clarified, I will never be alone in a room with a woman that I work with ever again. There's truth in every joke, but it's still the sad truth. Derulo also shared his frustrations with how the media covered the lawsuit, especially extreme claims such as one alleging that he did something with a goat, okay? Things I cannot say on YouTube, but you could just put two and two together, okay? He dismissed the story entirely, emphasizing the professional loss he experienced because of the false allegations. The case was dismissed twice, he said, and I lost so many brand deals, relationships off of a story that isn't even slightly believable. He didn't say it's not even slightly true. He said it's not even slightly believable, yet still he has lost millions of dollars, brand deals, and relationships. The singer went on to reflect on the challenges of public responsibility and accusations, etc. Now, I bring this up to just, again, like I started off, just remind you of all the things that are going on. But I wanted to put this right after the Cassie lawsuit because Jason Derulo's has been dismissed 2 times, but yet still now refiled in New York. Cassie's has never been dismissed once, and a judge is allowing Clayton Howard to go after her because she's ignoring the case. And if Jason Derulo, his career is pretty much done on a case that's been dismissed twice, and he says it's a story and allegations that are not even believable. What does this mean, A, for Cassie? And I think because of that CNN tape, it's going to really be hard to persuade anybody to see her that already sees her as a victim to change, depending on what evidence he has. But then I also bring it up to show you that in the entertainment industry right now, it is super, super, super tough to navigate and do anything. Now, I'm not trying to make you all feel sorry for anybody in the entertainment industry. Most of them are multimillionaires doing what they loved, and they have made it to the top of the top. But somebody like Jason Derulo, who has a case dismissed 2 times and now being filed a 3rd time, has lost his career. What does that mean for the rest of the people that have cases? As soon as you say, no, I'm not paying, the minute it goes to court, even if it's dismissed, you're automatically done. I'll leave that up to you guys. What do you feel about Jason Derulo? What do you think about these civil suits? What do you think about the state of Hollywood? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, in our 3rd story behind the feed and off the record, we're going to touch on this very, very quickly. Milo, who is a crazy person, used to head Kanye West's chief of staff when Kanye West started going off the rocker. He has made an allegation that Charlie Kirk was gay. Now, I saw this around 2 days ago. I've seen some content creators covering it, but because Milo is such like a psychopath, like totally off the Richter, I didn't want to report on it, and I just didn't even want to bring it to you guys. But like I say a lot of times here on the show, I have to do my due diligence. I need you guys to be able to trust the show, to know that regardless if I agree with something or not, that I'm going to bring it to you because that's my job, is to let you know what's going on in the entertainment industry and what is viral out here. Don Lemon decided to bring this on his YouTube show. I respect Don Lemon as a journalist. And if he is going to bring something to the mainstream, I mean, Don comes from CNN, so I don't classify Don as like new media, like how myself and other content creators are, that we just made a name off of our platform here on YouTube. Don is kind of like in that middle of that legacy media coming over to new media, which I love, by the way, because it solidifies us. But the fact that Don put this on his show and covering it, I feel like there's something to it. Now, I still do not believe it. I don't believe anything Milo says, and I refuse to play as much as Don played. But to give it context, I will tell you that Milo comes out, and I'll play the video in a second, sorry. Now, Milo comes out and says Charlie Kirk is gay or was gay. And then somebody interrupts him and is like, oh, why are you saying that? Then Milo goes on to say why he doesn't like Charlie. And he gives a list of reasons of saying, like, Charlie stopped him from going on, college campuses to talk. And Charlie said this about him. And Charlie accused him of SA. And Charlie accused him of this. And Charlie accused him of that. And then after that, Charlie started going on campuses and making more money. Literally, Milo, who is a known liar, crazy person, he's literally listing all the things that he is accusing Charlie Kirk of doing. So that already just takes everything away. The fact that you clearly don't like Charlie and you're accusing Charlie of these things is the only reason why you're coming on these platforms now and be like, oh, by the way, I have, some bombshell information. Charlie Kirk was really gay. Like, it just shows that you're obviously just saying that he's not here to defend himself and you're trying to create hate. So y'all know me. There's no evidence, no receipts, no nothing. So I didn't want to come out here and be like, hey, there's a rumor that Charlie Kirk may be gay. But because of my respect for Don, I'll at least play the clip and show you what Milo said, and you guys could draw your own conclusions. Another thing, sorry, I know I haven't played it yet. You guys hate when I do that, but hey, it's what I do. Another reason why I think Don might be picking this up is because Don Lemon himself is gay. And he's alluding to the fact that not so much that Charlie Kirk is gay, but more that there are gay people in the Republican Party. And you guys know the Republican Party is Christianity. We don't believe in that. Men and women should be married. And of course, there are gay people in the Republican Party who would like to try to normalize it. So I think Don is maybe taking a step away from his journalistic integrity to just be like, hey, one of your heroes out there, Charlie Kirk, may have been gay too. So, you can accept me because one of your heroes were. So I think that's why Don wants to highlight this. But anyways, I digress. Enough talking. Here's a video.
Milo Yiannopoulos is alleging that there are people who are in the MAGA movement who are gay. He's saying that he believes Charlie Kirk was gay. Again, his words. But here it is. Let it roll.
I think he was gay. Why would you even go there, like, to say something like that? Oh, I'll tell you why. No, the man's dead. That's when people can tell the truth. Let me tell you why. And if you want to read in a vindictive crusade on my part for everything I've just said, you are entitled to do so, and so are the viewers. But I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you what Charlie Kirk did to me.
It was, like I said, I'm not giving Milo any airtime on this podcast, on this show. But yeah, you hear Don start off by saying, oh, he's alleging that there's gay people in the MAGA movement. He wants to throw that in and then just go to Charlie. So whatever. I think both are using Charlie for their own benefit, Don and Milo. But y'all sound off below. Let me know if you guys believe it. Y'all know me. I'm a receipts guy. Show me some receipts. Show me somebody who he was with. Show me a text message. Show me something. And then I'll believe it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to our first lead story. Marjorie Taylor Greene exposes what lawmakers really say about Trump behind closed doors. Marjorie Taylor Greene sat down for a tense and revealing segment on 60 Minutes, and she did not hold back during the conversation. The interviewer pressed her on what lawmakers really say about Donald Trump when the cameras are off. Greene didn't hesitate. When asked whether politicians speak differently behind closed doors, she simply said yes. But when pushed to explain what she meant, Greene made it clear the shift she witnessed was dramatic. She shared that before Trump secured his 2024 primary, several of her colleagues regularly joked about him, mocking the way he spoke, and even took shots at her for standing by him. According to Greene, the tone flipped the moment he became the party nominee. Greene described a sudden wave of support, claiming that the same figures who previously cracked jokes were now attempting to cozy up to Trump and publicly align themselves with his base. She said the overnight change was so extreme that some were eager to throw a MAGA hat on for the first time. Here is Marjorie Taylor Greene. Take a listen.
Behind the scenes, do they talk differently?
Yes.
How?
Oh, it would shock people.
Well, let's shock people.
Okay. I watched many of my colleagues go from making fun of him, making fun of how he talks, making fun of me constantly for supporting him, to when he won the primary in 2024, they all started, excuse my language, Leslie, kissing his and decided to put on a MAGA hat.
Okay, I have two more parts to this, but I just want to throw in my take. Like, first of all, everybody gets made fun of behind the scenes. I don't care who it is. Like, you know what I mean? When I'm not around, my nieces and nephews make fun of me. When they're not around, like, it's just what people do. So to hear, like, when Trump was not around, they made fun of the way how he talks, they made fun of his voice. Okay, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that's what people do. And the fact that, when he became a nominee, then people wanted to jump on the bandwagon, like, that's not surprising either. It's politics. There's no love lost. It's a cold game, and he's the nominee. So, if he's going to get them votes, it's what they do. That's politics. I don't think there's anything like, oh my gosh, revealing, like, you made fun of Trump. Come on, he's so easy to make fun of. I guarantee you people in Trump's family make fun. I bet you Trump's kids make fun of him 100%. They'll make the way how he talks, his hand movements. Yo, I'm the best ever. I'm the president. Like, who doesn't make fun of Donald Trump? So I didn't read too much into it. However, of course, you know that Donald Trump was not very happy about this, and he went off on the people on 60 Minutes. So Trump furious and demands apology after Marjorie Taylor Greene's 60-minute interview. Take a listen.
We have some news right now. Possible trouble for 60 Minutes and CBS News. Donald Trump is furious. He's demanding another apology from Leslie Stahl and 60 Minutes and CBS following last night's interview with Marjorie Taylor Greene. He went on a whole rant this morning on Truth Social talking about how 60 Minutes is no better now under this new ownership structure, even though this is the ownership structure he wanted with Paramount and Skydance, the whole merger, and Barry Weiss taking over at CBS. But he's furious after they aired an interview with Marjorie Taylor Greene, showing her essentially blasting Donald Trump.
Okay, in lead story number 2, you're going to see why I played that for you. It's going to tie into the Netflix Paramount deal, but let's just leave it at Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene for now. Before we go to their second lead story, I just want to throw in another piece of the puzzle in this lead story, and then I'll bring it together. MAGA mouthpiece Nick Fuentes torches Donald Trump as a more unpopular than ever, a total disaster, criminal level of corruption. Now, why I wanted to put that in here, and I still can't believe that Nick Fuentes has made it into the Trent Out Loud show, I think, I don't know, the third time in the past 2 days. But I bring it on to show you the lack of support, the turnaround of support for Donald Trump is bigger than I could even explain to you. For the past literally 2 weeks, I have, of course, still touched on like what is going on with Trump and everything, etc. But I have made it a point to highlight that not only are there some political things going on, because regardless of whoever is in that presidential seat, there's going to be things going on, but there is not this level of disdain and unpopularity. Donald Trump within 2025 went from a knight in shining armor to like the lowest you can ever be. And I'm talking about beyond approval ratings. I'm talking about people like Nick Fuentes, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Joe Rogan, Candace Owens, Aiden Ross, like mouthpieces, huge mouthpieces. I don't understand where Donald Trump goes from 2026. Like, I don't understand. I have heard, and I'm going to play this video here from Nick Fuentes. You can hear it from his mouth. But I have also heard that Donald Trump is looking to shake things up in his cabinet to try to get people back on his side. And it will be Pete Hegseth gone, Kash Patel, and there's another person. I don't know if it was Pam Bondi, but like 3 major people in his cabinet. You know, he's tried to go after Letitia James and former FBI and the former FBI director. That hasn't worked out. Like, he is taking a lot of losses. And we know that the Epstein files, he's going to have to come up with something to navigate that. And that is going to take an even bigger hit because you know he's not going to give out the files. So he is on literally like his last leg, the last shoestring. And what do you do with the Epstein files? He might completely lose everything. Anyways, here is Nick Fuentes saying how much he dislikes Trump, and the rest of the MAGA party is just not down with Trump anymore. Take a listen.
Trump is more unpopular maybe than ever. His favorability is in the toilet. His approval is in the toilet. Specifically, his approval on immigration and the economy is very bad. For the first time in years, voters actually favor Democrats on the economy over Republicans. People blame Trump for the state of the economy more than they blame Biden. Numbers polling his own base, polling Republicans, independents. Any way you cut it, it is catastrophically bad. And he has only himself to blame. Cutting Medicaid to pay for corporate tax cuts. Doge was a total failure. Prices have not gone down and the economy has not recovered. The tariffs have been a complete disaster. Mounting signs all over the economy. We're in a real estate bubble. Consumer spending is slowing. The job market is frozen. They're not even releasing the jobs report in October.
Guys, he went on for over 4 minutes, like totally destroying Trump. Anyways, let's move on to our second lead story. We're going to talk about the Netflix and Paramount deal. Okay, our second lead story. Trump plans to take part in deciding whether Netflix buys Warner Brothers. Netflix has a very big market share, and when they have Warner Brothers, that share goes up a lot. I'll be involved in that decision too. Netflix didn't think it would face opposition in Warner Brothers merger after Donald Trump's meeting. Listen to this. Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos met with Donald Trump in November to discuss the Warner Brothers acquisition. he reportedly left with the impression that Netflix would not face any regulatory oppositions in buying Warner Brothers. Paramount reportedly assumed that they would win their bidding battle because of their friendly relationship with Donald Trump, and therefore they bid lower than Netflix. See how Trump, there's no friends, there's no love lost. It doesn't matter to Trump. You can go in and have a meeting with him and be like, oh, yeah, okay, that's cool. Paramount's going to be like, well, yo, we've been boys for so long. Like, we don't have to bid a lot. Okay, well, Donald Trump will sit both of them down and be like, listen, who's going to do more for me? And now you see where I tied back to telling you how he dragged Paramount for doing the Marjorie Taylor Greene interview. So Trump works two ways. Money, and I'm going to show you how he might be involved in this deal financially. But Trump is also very smart, and he knows that whoever controls the media controls the narrative. So things like, oh, you want to keep putting bad interviews on about me? Okay, then I'll just go to Netflix. And then have Netflix be like, don't put anything bad about me. Don't put no bad documentaries out about me, etc., right? So anyways, Paramount is launching a hostile takeover bid to buy Warner Brothers. Paramount Sundance has launched an $108 billion all-cash hostile takeover bid for Warner Brothers Discovery amid aiming to block Netflix planned acquisition. WBD shareholders deserve an opportunity to consider our superior all-cash offer. We believe the WBD board of directors is pursuing an inferior proposal. Now, Paramount's hostile takeover bid for Warner, backed by Jared Kushner and the Saudis. Take a listen and listen carefully.
We have some pretty major news right now. Paramount is making a hostile takeover bid for Warner Brothers, and you know who's behind it? The private equity firm led by Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law, according to Axios reporting. And it's not just Kushner. There are other sovereign wealth funds from Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, and Qatar that are behind this hostile takeover. So essentially, Warner Brothers and Netflix reached a deal earlier last week. And well, it surprised a lot of people because a lot of people thought Paramount and Larry Ellison and the Ellisons who are close with Donald Trump would want to try to take over Warner Brothers. Well, now we have a hostile bid to take over Warner Brothers led by Paramount. That is now backed by Affinity Partners, a private equity firm led by Jared Kushner. It's also backed by sovereign wealth funds from overseas. And many people are saying, well, this is a ploy by the Donald Trump to indirectly influence this massive merger, which creates a...
You see, that could be why Donald Trump is not so bothered with like the lack of support. Donald Trump is the president of the United States for the next 3 years. Yeah, he might lose the House. Yeah, he might lose this. He might do that. He is sitting down saying, okay, we're going to bid here. We're going to put this money here. We're going to pardon this person. We're going to get this Trump family in Bitcoin. We're going to do this and we're going to pardon this person. We're going to do here. Da, da. He's setting himself up and his family up. And then he's just going to be like, all right, deuces. Even after the midterms, he's going to be like, what do I care? He can govern for the Trump name and the Trump money and the Trump finance without even needing the Supreme Court and laws and all of that stuff, man. Anyways, let's see. Last week, just wanted to take a little credit, a little victory lap. I was one of the first people to tell you guys about this merger with Netflix and Warner Brothers. Told you how happy I was about it. I told you, streaming and Netflix might get into podcasting, etc. And I like this new wave. Even at that point, I didn't realize how big this was going to get. I don't think anybody saw this coming, this hostile takeover bid, etc., etc. I will say something about Paramount looking into their deal. Different from Netflix that is not interested in CNN, TNT, and the TV stations. Of course, they want the studio and the streaming stuff. Paramount is like, yo, we want everything. We'll take everything. Also to note, and again, just talking about content creators, so interesting to see that the heart and the thing that everybody wants is not the cable stations. It's not. The CNN is like, meh, you could take that. The TNT. I'm not saying anything about CNN because I watch CNN and Fox every day, but just showing you what I have said a million times here on this show. The future is streaming, it's YouTube, it's content creating, and it's not CNN and TNT and legacy media and networking. This deal is a clear indication of what the future holds. So for those of you who are daily listeners and you get your information and you get this news from this show, you are on the right path. And stick by me on the Trent Out Loud show because we are the future. Imagine 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I wish I had my horn, man. Shout out to content creating. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section below. All right, in our third lead story, normally I wouldn't put a story like this in lead stories, but Shedeur, yes, I know our horn's broken, but it's new one's on the way. Shedeur Sanders, the Cleveland Browns QB number 1 for the remaining of the season. Shedeur Sanders will be starting for the Cleveland Browns for the remainder of the season. Now, for my daily listeners, you know here that I am a big Shedeur Sanders fan. We talked about him not being drafted. Well, sorry, not being drafted, but not going first, second over. He only got drafted in the 5th round. So many people passed on him. I'm a big Deion Sanders fan. Shout out to their whole family, their sister, all of them. Like, I'm a Deion Sanders fan. And we've been, every now and again, letting you know what's been going on with Shedeur. Now, for those of you who don't know what happened this weekend, I was actually planning not to say anything what happened this weekend because I have highlighted literally 5 or 6 times of Cleveland Browns doing him wrong. So I was just going to take a silent victory lap and be like, all right, my daily listeners will be like, oh, I've heard Trent Out Loud talk about that. I've heard Trent Out Loud say that it was wrong. It was wrong. But we're going to talk about it because this resulted him now being the starting quarterback for the remainder of the season. This past weekend, Shedeur Sanders broke a record for the most passing yards for a rookie this season. If I'm not mistaken, 3 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown. Led the Cleveland Browns to, I think, 2 touchdowns within like 5 minutes. They were almost out the game. He led them to get back in the game, okay? Now, the last touchdown, I think, was a passing touchdown. They were behind by 2. So you go for an extra point, you would have lost the game. They had to go for a 2-point conversion. The coach took Shedeur out. The person that led them to 2 touchdowns in like 5 minutes to bring them back to potentially win the game, the coach took him out for the 2-point conversion. The man who is leading your team for a comeback victory, why would you take him out, sir? So many people talked about it. It was all over my timeline. Humiliating game. Why did the Browns take Shedeur off of the field at the end? Cam Newton came on First Take this morning and said extremely embarrassing, and it's a fireable offense if you ask me. Here is the coach, Kevin Stanifsky. I'm bad with names, sorry, but Kevin.
What was supposed to happen on that last 2-point conversion?
Yeah, not going to get into all the specifics, Jeff, but obviously did not go as we thought it would.
Did you make that call or did Tommy?
Yeah, I make every call.
Shedeur had the hot hand. Why would you take him off?
Yeah, it's a 2-point play. Didn't come through on our first 2-point play. Got to the second 2-point play. We didn't come through, but that's on me.
All right, so with all the pressure mounting, the Cleveland Browns literally an hour ago came out and announced that Shedeur Sanders will be the starting quarterback for the remaining of the season. Unfortunate that it had to take all of this, and they're pretty much have a losing season anyways, but it gives them a lot of practice. Hopefully they keep him as the starting quarterback in the offseason. He gets to train in the summertime, and you give him a chance next year as your starting quarterback after he trains and practices with the first team squad. If you are giving him this starting position now, and at the end of the season, you cut him, or you put him back at second and you don't give him the summer and you have somebody else start, that will be it for me. I'm already done with the Cleveland Browns, but don't be dirty and give him this opportunity now, and don't give him the summer to practice with the squad. I'm calling it out from now. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. All right, in our first quick story, this is funny. In-N-Out employee reveals that they have taken order number 67 out of their system. It goes 66 to 68. Yo, 67 has really, really gone to the point of like culturally relevant to, okay, mainstream to annoying, to the point where it's like, I don't think it's ever going to go away because it is so huge. Like I even heard it like in Congress the other day. And now In-N-Out has taken it out their system. Crazy. Take a look.
We have taken 67 out of our system, so whenever we're taking orders, it goes 66 to 68 because of people like you.
All right, in our second quick story, all right, Tasha K is going after Jay-Z again. Okay, before I read to you what she posted, over the weekend, or I think a little bit last week, Jay-Z reportedly rented out this mega crazy yacht for Beyonce's birthday. It's a $3 million yacht. It was insane. People were talking about it. I didn't even report to you about it because it's like, yo, what's the big deal? Tasha K put this out and said, Michael Lee Chin is a real billionaire that owns his yacht. By the way, Michael Lee Chin is a Jamaican. Shout out to him. He pays yacht fees every month to store it. Jay-Z rents a yacht because he can't afford the storage fees. Real billionaires don't move like Jay trying to prove to poor black folks that he's a billionaire. He needs to stop with the press releases trying to prove he got it like Michael Jordan. Because if he really had it like that, he would have given his co-CEO, Des Bryant, $40 million to save his company. Instead, he made her go beg other people for the money. And they said no. So he applied for a PPP loan to save Rock Nation, only for it to fail. And now they have their rock distribution. Michael Lee Chin ain't never. Just my observation and my opinion. Let me get back to my $5 million business. Now, Tasha K is definitely on that Jay-Z hate train. I am not on a Jay-Z hate train, but I am on a mission to just let you know that Jay's having a bad year. I don't know how I got on the bandwagon of Jay and Rock Nation, but he's having a really, really bad year. I think particularly that he's just made a lot of bad moves, but I still do have a lot of respect for Jay-Z. He still is Jay-Z. He still is, Rock Nation. I just question his moves, and I just bring you guys things like this to show you like the disdain that some people have for him, that he can't even just rent a yacht for his wife. Now, some of you might look at Tasha K and be like, well, you're not renting a $3 million yacht. And I don't think that's her point. I think her point is just to show that Jay-Z has some wealth in ownership, but his liquid money and his movements are drying up, and he might have to diversify or dilute some of those holdings and maybe no longer be in the billionaire status, which is, something that Jay-Z and the hip hop industry hangs their hat on, Jay being a billionaire. For Jay to lose his billionaire status would be monumental. Why we put so much weight behind things like this, I don't know, but it is our society. So that's Tasha K on Jay-Z. I want to let you guys know. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. All right, our third quick story. Dana White says he's the one who got StreamEast shut down. UFC President Dana White proudly took credit for orchestrating the shutdown of StreamEast, a notorious illegal streaming site that racked up over 1.6 billion views by pirating UFC events and other sporting content. Shutting down illegal streaming sites is one of my favorite things to do. We took it serious and went after people, White declared, emphasizing his aggressive stance against piracy that has long plagued the promotional revenue. I'm not going to say if I ever use StreamEast or not. I'm not going to, promote that kind of activity as a content creator. but I may have known a lot of people that have watched StreamEast. A lot of games that you can't get, or a lot of games that might be on Amazon, or might be on Netflix, or might not be on your normal cable, or just games that aren't picked up on other sports leagues. StreamEast was huge out here. So I know some people are hurting. For those people who know what I'm talking about, if you know, you know, this is the man responsible for taking down StreamEast. Pretty much the most reliable sporting streaming service in quotations for those not hearing me. It's gone. It's because of Dana White. Let me know what you think, and please let me know if you've been affected in the comment section below. All right. Our fourth quick story is hilarious to me. Somebody put this out on Twitter. It's going viral, and I have no offense to it. I think it is like one of the best Jamaican restaurant jokes we have out. Somebody tweeted and said, "Just called this Jamaican restaurant and asked their hours. The lady said yes and hung up. I cannot wait to eat there. It's going to be amazing." Excuse me, I still have a cough. Yo, the ruder the Jamaican restaurant, the better the food is going to be. And I hate that we have that stigma, but it's just the truth. You go into a Jamaican restaurant, hey, you have oxtail? Nah. You have fried fish? Nah. You have bami? Nah. You have ackee and saltfish? Nah. You have cocoa bread? Nah. Like, why do you have all of these things on the menu and you have nothing there? Like, you got nothing. It's just the way we roll, man. But the great thing is that whatever we have in the restaurant that's left, it's going to be amazing. So you could take whatever we got left and it's going to be amazing. So that's some secret to it. Another thing is that they want to cook fresh daily. There's some poor management, you could say, let's just be honest. But it's also, too, you want the food to be fresh. You don't want it to be stale. You don't want it to be hanging around, lingering, whatever. So a lot of it is timing. Depending on where you go, they have it or not, because Jamaicans do not play with that. Want to make sure your meat is cooked, clean, fresh, and good. So, like I said, if half the things are not there, just take anything. I guarantee you'll enjoy it. But shout out to whoever tweeted this, because it's hilarious. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, another little funny joke here in quick news. Without naming your profession, what is something you say 100 times a day? All right, I'm going to be honest here, and there's some things that I can't figure out, so I want you guys to help me. Okay, the first person said, "Did you document it?" What is that? And I could open it and look, but I want you guys to help me, so I don't know what profession that is. So what are we doing today? I don't know. What is that, a tattoo artist? So what are we doing today? I guess. What else would have you just sit down and it just be open up in the air like that? Another person said, "Yes, I work here." Yes, I work here. Oh, could be in the mall. Could be in the mall. Just like, "Sorry, do you work here?" Like, and you want, like, "Hey, do you have this in a 2X or 3X or small, large, whatever?" Another person said, okay, no, I can't put that. Did you get your tickets online, or do you want to get them here? That sounds like the movies, maybe. Another person said, "So you just decided to stop your medication on your own?" It's a therapist, or I guess a doctor's office. Yeah, that's pretty much a therapist, though. So you just decided to stop your medication on your own. That's a therapist for sure. Have you turned it off and on again? That's definitely somebody at like a Best Buy or something with a computer. Have you turned it on or off again? Walking feet make good choices. Hands to yourself. I don't know that one. Walking feet make good choices. Hands to yourself. I don't know. Somebody said, "Have a good one." I don't know. They can sense your temperament. They can sense your temperament. Take deep breaths and remain calm. They can sense your temperament. Take deep breaths and remain calm. I have no clue. Somebody said, "I can't wait to retire." You need a tissue. Listening ears, please. No running inside. You need a tissue. Listening ears, please. No running inside. I don't know. Somebody said, "Yes, chef." Okay, we know it's a restaurant. No one's listening. I don't know. Checked. I guess that's an airline. Don't run. Stop running. I don't know. I feel dumb sometimes. I'm like, I can't figure this out. Did you create a ticket? I don't know. I give up, man. Answer the ones that I don't know in the comment section below, please. And then maybe I'll go back to the site and check. Let me know the answers. And let me know if I got any of them wrong in the comment section below. All right. I want to throw this one in here for the ladies. Our sixth quick story. A permanent cure for male pattern baldness may be coming soon. Cosmo just dropped its phase 3 trial result for the new Clasitorin 5% solution, and the numbers look insane. It shows a 539% boost in hair growth compared to placebo. They're wrapping up the safety review by spring 2026. They plan to go for FDA and EMA approval. If everything moves at a normal pace, this hair regrowth treatment could hit the US and Europe as early as 2027. Now, why I'm asking the ladies is because I know men are going to be like, oh yeah, sign me up. But I wanted to know, well, I think most men, I'm stereotyping. But I want to know, women, what do you think about bald men? I want to know. Do you find it attractive? Are you tired of it? Do you like your man with hair? I just remember a time where like a bald man, well, I'm stereotyping again here, but like a tall, dark-skinned black bald man was like the thing. Remember, was it Tyson? Yeah, Tyson Bedford. Like there was a time where like, bald men were in. And I just feel for the past like 5 or 10 years, it's like bald guys are out. But then I kind of see like, it might kind of like be inching in. So I'm asking ladies, are you happy for this cure? If you have a man that's balding or bald, would you want them to regrow their hair? Or are you comfortable in this, hey, I'm going bald. I'm comfortable with my thing. Now, I clearly not bald. I don't know if I would do this. I feel like I like just being natural. And when the time comes where I'm balding, then I'm balding. I just feel it just what it is and just let the natural progression of life. But I haven't gotten to that point yet. So I might change. The other thing that I wanted to throw in here quickly, and I know this is like really thinking here, but as things progress with like AI and technology and et cetera, you keep hearing, and I always read them out to you, this is no longer going to be happening. You're not going to be bald. You're going to live longer. Your skin is going to be this. Like, are we going to like age anymore? Like, are we going to live to like 200-300 years old and we all look around like our 30s and 50s and 40s? Like, I just feel like everything that's developing is like anti-aging, anti-getting old, anti-everything. And we might just be all sitting around in our normal state for like 100 or 200 years. And how do you feel about that? I'm okay with it, to be honest with you, because you guys know I like technology. I still do like the progression of just aging gracefully, but I'm not mad. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, quick follow-up here, our seventh quick story. Luigi Mangione appears with his lawyers for a suspension of evidence hearing in the unaliving of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in Manhattan criminal court. Just wanted to follow up. We did talk about this, I think, last week or the week before. This is still ongoing. This is Mark Agnifalo's case with his wife, who I sat beside during the DIDDY trial. I almost said his name again. Super, super nice lady. Of course, she was there, not there every day, but she came there to support Mark, especially during his closing arguments, which I thought was masterful. His daughter was there also too. Just really, really nice family. I got to speak with her. I gave her my card to be like, I'm coming to cover the Luigi Mangione case. So closely following this. This will determine a lot. This is them trying to throw out the GUN, the notebook, and all the things that the police did wrong when they found him in that McDonald's. I talked to you guys about it last week, so I won't follow up again. Just letting you know there is no answer, but they are still in court fighting this. We'll let you know what happens. And again, let me know. Do you guys want me to go out to New York and cover the Luigi Mangione trial? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, in our eighth quick story. DJ Akademiks claps back at Maino after being shamed over fabulous comments. Okay, we're gonna this literally just came up real quickly, and this is once again me just keeping you guys looped in. You guys may have heard about this beef between Akademiks, Maino, and the Rap A Lot podcast. I'll read quick little paragraph. DJ Akademiks is firing back at Maino and the rest of the Let's Rap About It podcast host after Maino roasted AK over his fabulous comments. In case you have missed it, AJ joked, etc., etc., etc. So Akademiks was like, yo, Maino, Fabulous, Jim Jones, Dave East, not so much Dave East, but those three other guys. Y'all are in your 50s. Y'all are up on this podcast talking, and you're dressed like YNs. You're dressed like you're 20 years old, dress your age, which I think was a stupid comment. You dress however you want. I don't feel like there's age-appropriate outfits. That's just me personally. Anyways, they clap back, and they're like, what? Akademiks, who are you to be talking? You blah, blah, blah. They talked about his weight and all of that stuff, etc. So it went from like one taking a shot, the other one taking a shot, and it seems like it's kind of getting a little bit more serious. So I wanted to just throw this in here just in case you guys do hear about this online. It started off with light jabs. It's getting into it. Akademiks went on his normal kind of crash out where he's now alluding to the fact that Maino might be gay. He brought up something on Angela Yee's lip service where Maino said, you know, I do role playing with white girls and I have them treat me like a runaway S word, and they catch me and they do these things to me, and people are like, what? Like, what kind of crazy fantasy is that? I don't see how much that really is exposing. He was the one who won on Angela Yee's show and said it. It's not like he found that in his text messages. He said that that's his fantasy, that he played the role play he plays with white girls. So I don't know how much of, you know, exposing somebody that is. But I will say that the reason why we should just make sure that this stays like on podcasting is I know Maino, I was with him last year for his premiere of a show that he was doing. I can't remember on which network, but it was like Dr. Puma. And anyways, I was at that dinner with them. Super good guys. All him and his crew were super nice with me. And we went out to a club after. And like, Maino is exactly who he says he is. Maino has been in and out of jail like pretty much his whole life. He's a real dude. And not taking anything away from Ak, because I know, you know, Ak is a Jamaican. Shout out to my and, you know, Ak don't play around too, and he has his, you know, he has his people. But yo, Maino is that dude. Like Maino is that dude. Like if you do your history, so I just hope that it's them, you know, just keeping it very studio and very, you know, pod-like and doesn't turn into anything more. I actually thought it was kind of like something maybe a little strategic because, you know, sometimes there's some beef that's not really beef and it just brings attention to both platforms, but it's smelling to be turning into something. So guys, just take it easy. Let's all just, you know, do what we do here. Okay. One last thing in between all of this is Akademiks' point is saying, listen, you guys are coming into my world. You guys are all rappers and you guys had your whole rap, you know, opportunity, and there's no more money in rap. There's no more music in music. There's no more money in music. Now you guys are coming over to the content creator world. You're coming into YouTube land. You're coming into podcast platforms. That's my world. Y'all can't eat in music, and now you're coming over here. Don't come and play with me here because I'm one of the godfathers of this industry. And I just want to give Akademiks credit where credit is due. I remember back in the World Star days where Akademiks 100% was one of the first people on YouTube doing like what I'm doing right now, giving you daily, you know, updates or stories or information in hip hop. And a lot of people don't like Akademiks, especially a lot of women. I know I have, you know, said, and I've dragged him for his stance on and how he talks to women. I don't like it either. So he's not super popular in that realm, but I will give him credit of what he's accusing these guys of saying, hey, you're kind of come in my lane, talk about me. He's one of the originators, like even before Joe Budden. Joe Budden, yes, of course, you know, has a lot. He's done a lot more in podcasting, but Ak was the first one on this content created in hip hop space. So you got to give him credit where credit is due. Anyways, we'll follow this and let you guys know. But word on the street is things are heating up and it's getting serious. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, our 9th quick story. Really upset about this, so I'm going to go very quickly. Rashida Nicole says her newborn daughter hasn't met her dad, LiAngelo Ball, yet. Poor baby has been on this earth for 6 days, still ain't seen or heard from her dad. Wow. Now look at this beautiful baby. And LiAngelo hasn't seen her yet. I think it was yesterday where I played Nikki Baby and LiAngelo at their baby shower, 1-year-old, and I told you guys about Nikki dragging him a couple of months ago, saying, oh, he left me, and he's gone out now with Rashida. Then now Rashida is dragging him for what Nikki said. Yesterday, I alluded to the fact that I'm always going to be on the woman's side. I despise men that are not there for their children. I don't care what is going on with their mom. Be there for your kids. How could you have a child enter into this world and you are not there? There are ways and a range to see your child, even if you don't like the mother. But I also said that women, y'all have to start taking some accountability on the guys that you have children with. Because Rashida was saying stuff about Nikki Baby, and now she is in the same predicament. And now Nikki Baby is, oh yeah, Jello is back. Look at all this. Like, the next woman that has a child with this guy, after seeing what he's done to 2 women, sorry, I'm not having your back. I'm just not. So that's just my stance. But all in all, you're a horrible person. That's all I'm trying to say. Let me know in the comment section below. All right, this just in, our 10th quick story. Mike Tyson announces he's boxing Floyd Mayweather Jr. in Africa in March 2026. Okay, I love Iron Mike Tyson. I love Mayweather. I really like Mayweather. Mike Tyson has announced that his exhibition fight with Floyd Mayweather Jr. is planned for March 2026 and will take place in Africa. A specific date and city has not yet been confirmed. All right, first thing, y'all know I used to live in South Africa. I hate when they talk about Africa as a country. Nobody says, oh, we're going to have a fight in the continent of North America. So Africa is not a country, it's a continent. So don't say what city, say a specific date and country hasn't been confirmed, because you might have it in, for example, South Africa, and then maybe have it in Johannesburg, okay? Or Cape Town, South Africa, which is in the continent. Okay, that's just my little 2 cents. Shout out to my South African viewers and the continent of Africa viewers. Look, I know it's an exhibition fight, but the last fight that Mike Tyson had with Jake Paul, to me, was humiliating. Sitting there, biting his gloves, Jake Paul being like, gosh, this guy is one of my idols. I didn't want to knock him out. I didn't want to embarrass him. Like, look, Floyd Mayweather is a smaller boxer than Jake Paul. So yes, there is something, but Mike is so far beyond his, I can't even say prime. He's so far beyond just normal. Like, I feel like I could get into a ring with Mike Tyson. I know that might be a little bit stretch, but still, like, you're going to start seeing things on Instagram. It's going to be edited and you're going to be like, whoa, 30 seconds. We already saw with Jake Paul. Like, after the first round, Mike Tyson is done. I would get into a ring and I would dance around for the first round, probably the second round. By the third round, I'm boxing Mike because he's gassed. He doesn't even know what he's doing. So I personally am not excited about this. I think that there are other people that, could bring the level of excitement. But having said that, I'll still watch it because I'm a fan of both, and I'm a fan of just, these guys getting money using their name or whatever. So, but just know that the fight is not going to be any sort of real fight. Let me know if you guys are excited about this in the comment section below. All right, our 11th quick story. This also just in. Jarule hints at releasing a doc on 50 Cent's controversial past. Says there is a lot to unpack. Jarule and 50 Cent long-standing feud is definitely making it to 2026. Jarule has been posting a series of subliminal message on X following the release of the Netflix documentary, which we're not going to name, which focuses on DIDDY. The project was executive produced by 50 Cent, who is Jarule's longtime nemesis, and he says that this N-word always telling on people, he's dry snitching. In a new round of posts shared this morning, Jarule made it even more obvious that who he's targeting, this time uploading screenshots of past allegations involving 50 Cent, hinting that he may be releasing a documentary about him. Ja captioned the post, "I think I'm going to start doing docs. There's a lot to unpack here," allegedly. 50 Cent hasn't responded to Jarule's latest jabs just yet, but given their history, there is only a matter of time before he enters the chat. Now, well, here, let me put up what Jarule posted up. Here is 50 Cent issues apology to his ex after putting hands on her, and then 50 Cent's Long Island home burns down. Now, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but 50 is one of my favorite hip-hop artists of all time. I understand he's not the most lyrical guy, but from 50 Cent came out, I've always liked 50. Do-rags, or the June tank tops. Like, I've always been a 50 fan. There's no 50 interview that I haven't seen. Like, he's in my top 5, more for his personality and who he is and how he is than his music. But I also very, very much love his music, but I like his mind. And I also have, I was in actually 50 Cent's movie when he was filming in Toronto. I used to intern for James Cruz a little bit. So I have a little history with G-Unit. Olivia was in one of my artist videos. So I have a little bit of a tie with G-Unit. But having said all that, 50 is, first of all, not going to reply to Jarule right now. He's not, because he sees the momentum that's going on, and he is not going to let Ja step on his momentum that he has going on with this Netflix documentary. So 50 is very strategic. 2, as much as a fan I am of 50, like I said, I know 50's entire background from A to B. And he does have some skeletons in his closet. Remember Marlon Wayans, when I played you guys like last week, when Marlon Wayans was like, I don't really love the documentary, 50 better be careful. And, he's shaping things to look this way and that way. And he said, hey, it's 50's time now, and DIDDY is down, but things could flip and DIDDY is up and 50 is down. And, I never really side with Ja, but he does have a point where 50 has some skeletons in his closet. So, I don't think Ja has the power in the industry that 50 has. I mean, 50 has Shreveport, he has G-Unit Films, he has his Power Universe. So you could have dirt on him, but then don't have the connections to put a doc together and then also get it onto a platform like Netflix. But there is a person who's in jail right now who we're not talking about this week, might catch wind of this, that does have some money and that might back it. So we shall see. I want to throw this in here. If there is a 50 Cent documentary that comes out one day, just remember I told you that Jarule might be in the works, and it started from this. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to everyone's favorite segment, comments and social discussion of the day. Before we get to that, I have a very, very important question to ask you. Is your computer, laptop, or cell phone vulnerable to data breaches? Hold up, please. I'm here to help, and let me answer that question for you. Yes, they are, all 3 of them. If you're not using Aura, the all-in-one digital security platform, go to my sponsor below, aura.com/trendoutloud, to get your free 14-day trial to see if any of your data has already been exposed. I'll explain that to you guys in a minute. If you're ever wondering how scammers get your phone number or why your inbox is filled with spam, here is why. There are companies called data brokers, and they sell your data legally. It should be illegal. And they do it without your consent, and they make billions of dollars selling it to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. That is why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura, to my family, friends, and out louders. Aura takes care of the hard part for you, automatically removing your information off of these sites and keeping it off. You may already have a digital security tool, but not having Aura is like locking your front door and keeping your back door open. Now, I like to always take a second to explain this in layman terms. Anytime you do anything online where you enter your name, your address, any information, it's stored in the background. And some of these places, most of them, sell that off for marketing purposes. Oh, we like to know what Trent's buying. We like to know what he's watching so we could target and sell stuff to him after. Your information gets in the hands of bad actors. That's why you get people calling you and you never gave these people your phone number. You get people texting you, you click a link and all your information, it's gone. It's scary out here. It's the Wild Wild West. You need to have a protection tool like Aura. And like it says, you may already have one, but Aura is the best hands down in the business, and I'll explain why. With Aura, you get alerts if any of your personal information is ever found on the dark web, real-time fraud alerts for your credit card or banking information being found on the dark web. You also get a secure VPN, antivirus, a password manager. They have US-based round-the-clock customer service. Also, in the event that anything should ever go wrong, Aura doesn't offer, they include a $5 million identity theft insurance protection package. You show me an offer like this, and I will start promoting them. All right. Aura is the best, hands down. And today, and for the next 14 days, you can try them for free. So go to the second link below or QR code beside me and make sure you sign up. Like I said, it's the holidays. It's wild out here. People are stealing homes from people, taking out loans and taking away your equity. And when you find out, it's too late. So do not do anything online without Aura. Okay. Let's go to random comments of the day. As y'all know, I like to do. We're going to go here. We're going to go view all. We're going to show you guys. We're going to sort by newest. We're going to scroll down and we're going to pick a random comment. Good, bad comments. We love everything around here at the Trent Out Loud Show. Boop. We're going to stop right here. And the first one is BJW. By the way, I tuned into Aura. Thanks. Okay, y'all see that was random. I swear I did not plan that. By the way, I tuned into Aura. Thanks. I'm telling you, Aura is that amazing. Check in the comment section daily. You'll see somebody that says, hey, I signed into Aura. Thank you so much. Or I signed up for Aura. Thanks. People DM me, email me. It's amazing. Anyways, just so that you guys don't think I planned that, I'm just going to take one lower down. Here's two quick ones right underneath it. Hey, this is from Melva, my homie Melva. Bam, 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 bam. I don't know why I keep tapping on this thing when I know it's broken, but it's just habit. I'll just make the sound. Bam, 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 bam. Shout out to Melva. Melva said Larsa needs psychological work. That's Larsa Pippen, which I told you guys yesterday. She dated. Larsa Pippen is Scottie Pippen's ex-wife, and now, she was dating Marcus Jordan, which was his teammate's son, and now she's dating Dennis Rodman's son. So she is dating not Scottie Pippen's teammates, which that alone would be a thing. She is dating her ex-husband's teammates' sons. Totally agree with you, Melva. And by the way, Melva, thank you for the support. Thank you for always being there, out louder, always commenting, whether you agree with me or not. That's a kind of like family love. So appreciate you. Also, me, myself, NLH or NLA. Oh, I read a comment from you last week. What's up, me, myself, and I? I think it's me, myself, and I. Question of the day is Euphoria by Calvin Klein. That was perfume that was, I think it was perfume that people always compliment you on. Okay, love Calvin Klein. Euphoria. Euphoria is my favorite show, so maybe I'm actually going to try that. But maybe it's a woman. Sometimes men's like perfume and cologne can mix. Anyways, I'll try it out. Anyways, me, myself, and I, and Melva, thank you very much for that. And also to, I think it was BJW6649 for trying out Aura. Thank you very much, guys. All right. I didn't get a super thanks today. It's been like 2 or 3 days, but it's, if you guys don't love me, then just let me know. No, I'm joking. Just going to give you guys, for those of you who want to give back a super thanks, just want to let you know how to do that. It has come up because a lot of people are asking us, hey, do you have PayPal, Venmo? You're working so hard 7 days a week. We want to help and give back to the show. The best way to do that is to use the thanks button at the bottom of every single video. You click on that. You'll get a little scroll that decides how much you would like to give. Why I like super thanks over PayPal and Venmo is it gives me a direct notification. It's like sending me a text message. I'll heart it, like it, and reply right away, and I'll read it back on the next show if you'd like me to. So here is YouTube telling you better than I can.
Buy a super thanks by clicking the thanks button under your video. There are multiple price points a viewer can purchase that each have their own special one-time animation. As an added bonus, viewers will get to post a distinct, colorful comment in your video's comment section.
All right. The other way, if you guys want to give back to the show or just become more tuned into the show, become an Out Loud member today. With the Out Louder membership, you get loyalty badges, emojis, member-only live stream, member-only videos, early access to new videos, and member shoutouts. Also, you can get access to my vlogs. I'm going to stop saying that I'm going to do it because I haven't. I know I owe you guys a vlog. Truth be told, you guys have heard that I've had a little bit of a cough since I came back from Phoenix. So yeah, I'm going to just deal with that. And I was also dealing with something with my mom last week. I'm coming back for you guys, okay? I know you're my Out Louders, so you're not going to go anywhere, but I know I owe you a vlog. I got you. Do not worry. All right, so that's it. Sign up for once you sign up for the Out Loud membership, or once you get to the membership window, you'll see different levels: Out Loud, Proud, Family, or whatever. Have no disdain or fear or whatever. Take the first one or the last one. It doesn't matter. We're all one big happy family. You guys get all the same access. The only reasons why you see different amounts is some people were like, hey, I want to give back more than just this amount. I want to give this, or I want to give that. So we gave you guys options of how much you would like to give monthly. Any amount is okay with us. It's always welcome. Just the fact you guys are signed up to me makes me happy, all right? The more Out Louders, the better. Out Louders! Okay, let's go to social discussion. This is a good one. This might have some of you divided. Viral video sparks uproar after child allegedly uses the N-word. Women cites special needs as man defends accountability. As man demands accountability. Listen. A video was going viral online, sparking debate about special needs individuals and the extent to which they should be held accountable. In the clip, a black man confronts a white woman after a white child allegedly called him the N-word inside of a restaurant. Make sure you tell your son to watch his mouth. He's using derogatory terms, the man tells the lady as she holds the boy's hand. The woman then tries to explain that the child is not her son and that he has special needs. She further says that she cannot make him stop using the N-word, which she claims he picked up from school. The man pushes back, questioning how the boy knows to direct the word towards him. He follows the woman and child and continues to ask why the word is part of the boy's vocabulary. The woman grows frustrated and demands that the man leave her alone, though he doesn't stop following the pair. The situation has sparked a widespread reaction, which many people side with the black man. Others criticize the person behind the camera for confronting the pair, citing the boy's condition. It remains unclear how the encounter ultimately ended, though the video has fueled a broader conversation about accountability and anti-blackness, particularly as it involves an individual with health conditions. I read that kind of good, I'm just saying. Sometimes my dyslexia acts up. Today it hasn't. Well, actually, this story it hasn't. Anyways, okay, I'm going to play the video. I'm not going to play... Actually, you know what? Can I play this? I think I described it fairly well. I'm going to play a little bit of it. I just hope that YouTube doesn't do anything with it. I'll play a little clip, okay? And just to give you guys, context. And if I don't play it, that just means in the background I decided not to play because I couldn't find a part that I felt was okay for YouTube.
Make sure you tell your son to watch his mouth. He's using derogatory terms.
He's not my son.
Well, whoever he is.
He is a special needs.
Well,
You cannot make him stop.
he can stop saying that. How did he learn the word?
He learned it from people at school.
So why he
His
using
family
it?
doesn't talk like that.
So why he using it against other people?
He's special needs, sir.
But he
You
know.
understand that?
So why he know what to call me? Come on, I don't
He
need to
has a
understand.
genetic disorder.
But he's smart enough
His
to
brain
know.
is not right.
But he knows where to use the word
Okay,
at and
leave me alone.
who to use it to.
Leave me alone.
Then get out of here.
I think you guys get the point. Look, let's go through the facts. He had to have learned it from somewhere. Okay. The guy has a point. The fact that he's not saying that to a white person, he's not saying it to a dog, he's not saying it to somebody, he's saying it to a black man. So he learned it from somewhere. He is saying it to the appropriate person. The cared person is saying that he learned it at school, so she's giving a reason. The one thing I will say, and I'll at least try to play that, is the way when she said, oh, he learned it at school, it didn't come off perfectly to me. It sounded like maybe an excuse, but we don't know. And y'all know I like to prefer to deal in facts. But that's kind of like just an asterisk. Keep it in the back of your head. The person does have special needs, which is clear. So maybe that is something to consider. Like I said, he has special needs, but he knows how and when to use it properly. Now let's talk about the other side. We've talked about this before. People catching things on their camera. Okay, you caught it, but do you have to follow them out? He clearly does have special needs. You have to keep on going. I told you, everyone's trying to find this viral moment. Does that cross the line of him now badgering them and getting up in their faces? We don't know how it ultimately ends, but again, you guys don't have to see the whole thing. I'm telling you, it starts and he's following. Take accountability. So there's that. The one thing that I think that people are not talking about is the fact that the cared person or whoever the lady is in the video, she didn't call this man a name or an N-word or anything disparaging to him. And it's for that reason why I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. Yesterday, we played for you, I think this girl name was like Cheryl Crystal from Cinnabons. She was like, yeah, I'm a racist. I'm this. And she was talking with the Somali family, right? And I was like, I don't understand how people could start a fundraising, kind of like a GoFundMe for her. And she's raised kind of like $50,000. This situation, with the context, with the kid being special needs, you got to just let that slide, if you ask me. Where he learned it, if he learned it in school, then this lady is not to blame. Should she reprimand him and try to not have him do it? Yes. But I think what a lot of people are missing is that this woman, I felt, handled her situation. I think she handled it very well. And I think she at least handles it in a situation where I don't see any racism from her. And I don't see any malice on her end. She said, hey, he's special needs. I can't get him to stop. He learned it from school, but can you please leave us alone? And never at that time did she say anything about him being an N-word or be nasty towards him. And I've seen a lot of videos online where it's like, yeah, well, you are acting like an N-word. Get out of my face. She was just like, yo, I just don't want to be in this situation. It's hard enough dealing with him, how he is now already with special needs. Can you please leave me alone? So I felt like she handled herself well. I would love for somebody to kind of dig in the background and did he really learn it in school or did he learn it from you? But let's deal with the facts. I feel like she can get the benefit of the doubt. That's my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to question of the day. Name a lie that Black people say. All right, first person said, I'm on my way. That is 100% the truth. I'll pray for you. Okay, I don't know if that's a lie, but okay, fine. Call me if you need anything. Again, depending on who you are talking to, that's not a lie, but I get it. So if you said, I'm outside, that's 100% true. I'll even do that too. I'm like, yeah, I'm outside, but I'm like 2 or 3 minutes away just because I want to roll up and you're there. But I get it. I'm going to call you right back. I 100% will call you back, but I know there's some people that way. I'm on my way. That's 100% lie. I'm going to call you right back. If you like it, I love it. I'm on the way. I took the chicken out the freezer. My hair was long till my mama gave me a perm. Excuse me. I got Indian in my family. Yo, y'all are hilarious. I'm 5 minutes away, but they really just waking up. I am that guy. But not because I'm not 5 minutes away, just because I don't want to wait outside for you from coming to pick you up. Somebody said, that's my cousin. 1,000%. 1,000%. We all do that. I'm around the corner. I think the I'm around the corner is really getting people. I'm going to call you back. I'm just now seeing this. Let me borrow 20 till tomorrow for sure. Hold on, my mama's calling me. I'm half Indian. I'm down the street. Let me borrow 20 till tomorrow. That's my BM. We live together, but we're not really together. Okay, let's not get into that. I got Cherokee in my family. That's my cousin. I got 4 braids left that I'm leaving out. Why I got a lie for? That's 100% a lie. We cousins. I'm 5 minutes away. Let me call you back. I'll be there in 20 minutes. Okay, really? That late thing is bad. Down the street. Do no other cultures do that? That's my brother. That's my cousin. You know the reason why that whole cousin brother thing is because our parents, especially in West Indian culture, you can't call your dad's friend like his name, like, hey, Kevin or Barry or, you know what I mean? It's always uncle this and uncle that. So every single one of my dad's friends or my mom's friends are uncle or aunt this, just out of politeness. So their kids become your cousins because you're used to calling them by a family name. I remember my sister, she had this white friend, and then she tried to call my dad by his first name, and he was like, excuse me? It's like, listen, you call me by my last name, you call me Mr. Kermit the Frog, or you call me Mr. whatever, do not call me by my first name. And she was like, what did I do wrong? Like, it was definitely like not a thing. So I know it's definitely like a Black or especially West Indian thing. All I know is West Indian culture, really. Anyways, let me know a lie that Black people tell in the comment section below. All right, y'all. That is it on today's show. I thought we had a good show. Bam, 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 bam. We've been having some good shows lately, man. I don't know. I'm just saying. All right, before I let you guys go, just want to remind you of 3 quick things. For those of you who are interested and looking to give back to the show, the best way is with that thanks button below. Just hit it. You could change it up, put a comment. We'll read it the next day. Most importantly, you can give back to your favorite YouTube host. And I haven't got one in like 2 or 3 days, and I'm a little sad, but I digress. Second of all, the first link below or the join button above me, sign up for the Out Loud membership today. We're having a lot of fun with that, and it just keeps everybody looped in and tied together in the family. When you comment below, you see like a little star beside your name. It lets everybody know who's actually part of the Out Loud membership. So I love that. Sign up today. Third, sign up, take care of yourself over the holiday season, and do not go online without signing up for Aura. It's the second link below, QR code beside me. Make sure you sign up today. It's absolutely 100% free for 14 days. So sign up today. Now, before I let you go, just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trying Out Loud show. For those of you who like to listen to shows like this on podcast platforms, we're available on every single one of them. Just go to any pod site, type in Trying Out Loud, the show will pop up. Do not forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And we upload 7 days a week. Now, if you're like me and you like to watch shows like this, head on over to YouTube, type in Trying Out Loud, the show will pop up. 6 things I'm going to need you to do. The first 2 are hit that subscribe and hit that like button, get the algorithming. Third, most important to me, is please comment below. You guys are my co-hosts. I bring the topics. I give you my takes, but your takes are just equally as important. So please try to comment below. Whether you agree with me or disagree with me, we're trying to build a universal platform here, all right? So please do not hesitate to comment. Now, for those of you who do not want to join in on the conversation, don't want you to feel pressured, one of the things that you can do is comment where you are watching from. I look at the comment section every night before I go to sleep, and I love to see how global this show is. So just let me know the country or city that you are watching from. Love to see that if you do not want to join in on the conversation. Now, for those of you who are really enjoying the show, please try to share it with your family, friends, and loved ones because it helps me growing the channel. And you guys hear me talk about this all the time. I'm thinking about 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now, and we want to grow this channel and this community. So please help us in sharing the show. 5th, sign up for the Out Loud membership today. And number 6, do not hesitate to use that thanks button below and give back to your favorite YouTube host. Now, for those of you who want to follow me outside of the show, I'm available on all social platforms, and it's also the same handle, Trent Out Loud. I'm the most active on Instagram. And speaking of Instagram, please try to follow our show page on Instagram called The Trent Out Loud Show. We post videos that we can't post in its entirety here on YouTube for copyright reasons, some language and stuff. We'll post it all on there. So it's a good way to stay locked in at 360 degrees to the show. You hear some of the stories that we'll be talking about throughout the day. Come to where we post a show at night and you are locked in. All right. So make sure you follow us, The Trying Out Loud Show, on Instagram. Thank you so much for kicking with me. I hope we were able to get you through your night, get you through your morning, whatever time of day it is. But make sure you come back here tomorrow, same time, same place for another show. Love y'all. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Turn Out Loud. Peace.